It feels like Crusader Kings 3 is building wide instead of building tall. Why did you decide to expand to the Far East before tackling relevant themes closer to home, like, the Crusades or Merchant Republics?
Yes.
I mean, I think it's good for us to have the whole canvas ready to paint on before we start going into deeper mechanics and working them out in Europe. Riad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So for us, it's, how can I say this? For us, we see All Under Heaven as us finally delivering what we see as the final full map. And it is an important step for us in order to be able to deliver everything else that will be coming in the future as well. It's we get a little bit of sneak preview with it now with us adding the Silk Road, the first iteration of it right now. For those of you who read our dev diaries, especially some of the earlier ones in the year, you will get some hints of maybe what this is all building up to. But yes, for us it was super important to get first having the full map there before we continue delivering exciting experiences for all of our players.
I think our game director, Alexander Altner, has been quite open with players in the past about our long-term plans and stuff that he has on his to-do list. So this is one of the many to come. Yes. I don't think we're necessarily... It doesn't have to be a trend where we just keep going wider and wider. I mean, the map is only so big.
Yes.
I suppose there is still room for a Sunset Invasion, and no, this is definitely not a suggestion.
I mean, if we think about when that happened in CK2's life cycle, well,
I was not suggesting that at all.
A Sunset Invasion too, that's it.
Yeah. That was not a suggestion. I want to make it sure that no one thinks that I'm suggesting that.
It's okay, we'll credit you when we release it.
I don't want to be released.
You're putting a lot of systems into this expansion, so much so that the Far East almost feels more fleshed out than Europe now. I imagine we can expect development efforts to swing back west, maybe with Chapter 5.
So for us, it's about building the complete Crusader Kings experience, right? It isn't necessarily about, you play in Asia, you get the better experience than if you play in Europe. We actually expect a lot of our Asian players to also be enjoying a lot of our, like the Western world that exists as well, especially... and especially how they interconnect. Like I mentioned before, like the Silk Road is one of those where the Western world can benefit a lot from the innovations, learning the innovation that come through the trade routes. And that's one of the ways we tie it both together.
The thing is, we are just adding Asia now, right? We don't want to give people a new part of the map that feels incomplete and sort of lackluster. We don't want you to feel like you don't have anything to do in all these new realms that we're adding. So I think this might be a little bit of why you feel like we're adding so many systems here. It's just the rest of the game and the European part of the game, we've been building on it for 5 years now. We released in 2020, right?
Yes.
And again, I don't think we have any plans of stopping anytime soon, but we can't go into any details here.
You had a survey in June that listed quite a few highly anticipated themes. Can we expect that to be an indication of things to come?
I imagine you definitely can. You can definitely do that.
So I suppose there is not too long to wait for certain things. So we can be fine with that.
What do you say? The one who waits for good stuff won't wait forever, won't wait for long?
That the Swedish
What is the saying? Yes, we have a saying in Sweden.
Is it really?
I'm not Swedish.
Vänta på gott, vänta inte för länge. And it's a really nice saying. I think you can, and many other people can take the survey as a bit of a hint of what's to come.
Yeah,
basically.
And we want to make stuff that people want to play, obviously. We read the forums. We know what people want to see. It's also why we put the survey out there. It gives us more digestible data rather than,
I think the surveys was lacking an all of it please option.
So for us, the survey was very important in order to be able to distinguish what is it players really want. Like, we started this already actually with our event packs. The first event pack we made actually a survey on the forums asking players which one of these do you want first, to gauge interest. Now, that's not to say that they won't see the other packs. Same thing with the survey. It's not necessarily an either or. It's more so we can prioritize what the players want first, basically.
The ability to play as an unlanded adventurer was a big innovation. Are there going to be any new mechanics for adventurers in the Far East?
No, we're not actually focusing on that very much with this expansion as of now. It's all about the map. You can, of course, continue playing as an adventurer, and you can play as an adventurer in Asia, and it will feel different and flavorized, and you won't get, why am I called the bandits of England while you're in Asia?
Yes.
That kind of stuff, but we are not adding any adventure-specific mechanics in All Under Heaven. For now. For now.
Yes.
You're introducing the Treasury System, but honestly, that feels like something that should be available everywhere in the world, not just in Asia. Are you going to bring it over to the Western world?
Well, funny that you ask. People said exactly the same thing when we talked about the Treasury in one of our developer diaries.
Yeah.
So we've already been working on adding it back to Byzantium, and that should release with All Under Heaven as well.
Yes.
And when it comes to more places that could benefit for the Treasury, again, let us know your feedback.
Like all of them.
It's definitely something that we will listen to after All Under Heaven releases. So please, if it is something you're interested in, let us know. That can help us prioritize.
This is called Crusader Kings, but some of the religions in East Asia weren't exactly that prone to warmongering. Can you be a holy warrior and wage holy wars in China or Japan?
That's really fun that you say that. This question has come up a lot, actually. And I obviously understand with the Crusader Kings name, like it's, hey, why are there not more Crusade focus, right? And it comes obviously from the beginning, the first game in the series, which has a very big Europe focus for the game Europe and Middle East. So we do get that. But since then, Crusader Kings has evolved to become something bigger than that. With Asia, we want to allow, just like in our previous DLCs, players to live out their fantasies. So if you, for example, want to launch any kind of war, right, you can do that as a player. Or if you want to play more pacifist, you can do that as well.
How did you choose the new bookmarks, and did you have to take any liberties with the timeline to make things fit?
So yes, a little bit. We chose them with a lot of help from the community, actually. We've had some very, very dedicated beta testers who've helped us on All Under Heaven. And we specifically were looking to expand our beta program with members of the community from China, from Japan, from Korea, from Vietnam, from basically all over the world. Because the bookmarks, like, when we chose the ones in Scandinavia, right, they're people who are recognizable to us, who know the history. And we wanted to do the same thing for our Asian players.
Yes.
So we sort of went out there and asked, who is the coolest person you can think of who was alive in our start dates, who would make a good bookmark that you would be interested in playing as. So that's one consideration, just enabling player fantasies. The other is we want a variety of difficulty levels for new players alike and old players to sort of be able to feel challenged. And we want some variety. We're adding a huge part of the map. So we are adding actually quite a few bookmarks with it. I think 3 in China, 2 in Japan, and 1 in Southeast Asia, so yeah.
That's correct.
With such a large map, I feel the current diplomatic range rules may become a bit outdated and restrictive. Are you changing any of that?
Not in any major way. It's not in All Under Heaven. We've done some tweaks to your diplomatic range, but there is actually, for those watching, you might find this interesting, a dev diary that Riad actually wrote, where you talked about the Black Force Jam. It's this thing that our developers, we have like a 1-week game jam. People get to work on their passion projects, and what you're asking about is actually something that someone back in Stockholm is super interested in and has been sort of tweaking and playing with. But and when it comes to will that be released anytime soon? Again,
it's definitely something.
There.
It's definitely something we're exploring. It is like all of us who work on the game. Like when we started here, we were fans of the game as well, and we have the same thoughts as you. While we can't promise anything, it is definitely something that we are talking about.
And again, the louder people are about it, the more we have to listen, I guess.
The simulation aspect of the game is getting much bigger due to the expanded map and plenty more characters on it. Can we expect performance to remain at least as it is now?
I know that this has been a big ask of and big worry from the community as well. And there will actually be a development diary in the future where we go more into depth in all of the performance work that's been done. But for now, I can say that since the beginning of the expansion, this has been one of our major focuses for the team. We've had a lot of work done, and we continue to this day while we're sitting here. Work is being done as well. As the QA manager myself, I've been in charge of doing a lot of the performance testing on the builds, and I am very happy with how it looks right now. And while I can't promise anything, I think the results will speak for themselves.
Will there be new named wonders added to the expansion to populate Asia?
Yes, we have a lot of, I don't know the exact number on top of my head. I just know that it's a lot of new event and content been added. And with these events, they spawn different types of wonders and characters that exist on the map that you could maybe interact with, invite to your courts, etc. With this, we do this for every expansion. I would say for this expansion, it's no different.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be familiar with the historical characters features. They sometimes pop up in the game, and they're actual real people that were alive during the time. It's something that Alexander Oltner, RGD, and great friend has been very passionate about. So I'm sure that he's probably at home right now crunching in new adventures in Asia too. So yes, you can expect some historical ones to pop up.
I get the feeling that after All Under Heaven, the development focus will shift back westward. That being said, can we expect the Asian world to be expanded further in the future as well?
Like I mentioned before, we have now, with All Under Heaven, we're delivering the full CK3 map. And what that means that every feature going forward, we want to support any type of playstyle, any type of character you play, etc. So we want to deliver experience in the future that cater to all of our fans.
CK3 is a lot more popular than CK2 was. I imagine this came with the potential to expand your player base geographically as well. Did the will to cater to potential new users in Asia play a role in the decision to make All Under Heaven?
I will say a lot of these DLC plans, including actually this DLC All Under Heaven, they've actually been crafted by a game director since the beginning of development of the game. So all of these experiences you have been seeing up until now, these are not things that we have just like, oh, here's a random idea to think about. They're actually being crafted for a very long time, because developing a DLC, even though we have obviously a production phase where we're actually creating all the content, it starts much earlier than that. And we still have plans for the far future of CK3, which we're very excited to show.
So All Under Heaven was already planned from the beginning?
That is correct. We always known, like I said before, with All Under Heaven, we are planning to deliver the full CK3 map, and that is the original vision we have for the game. That we knew we wanted to reach at one point, and the perfect point to reach that, we think, is now.
Now that you've completed the map, are you anywhere close to running out of content and features that were pre-planned from the beginning?
Oh, no.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
I think both me and Lucia could turn very old before we run out of the ideas. Our game director...
I wasn't saying like running out of ideas, more like running out
planned
of
the content.
Right at the beginning.
I will say that as well. Our game director, Alexander Oltner, is... he's a huge CK fan, right? He played all of the original CKs before becoming game director from CK3. He is... I mean, every time we have lunches and like fika with him and stuff, he just has a lot of ideas, and he writes this down and shares them with the team. We have workshops around them. So there is a lot of planned content. But for us, the most important thing, that the biggest problem we have, right, is figuring out when is the right time. Mm-hmm. And for that, like with the survey, we're relying a lot on the community. We want to hear from you. What do you think is the right time for this different stuff to come up?
Crusader Kings 3 feels more grounded compared to CK2 in terms of historical versus supernatural. Are you guys ever going to bring back some of that supernatural content that we don't have at the moment?
I think Crusader Kings 2 and Crusader Kings 3 are different games despite being part of the same franchise. Yes. Then you pointed out very well, Crusader Kings 3 does have a little bit of a different direction and a little bit less, it's less out there with the ahistorical and the supernatural. For now, it's how we are designing the game, and will probably continue to do so for a while, but what the future holds, again, who knows? 10 years down the line or however long, I don't know. The door is always open.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will say some of the Black 4 Jam projects that Lucia mentioned before as well, some of them definitely have been featuring a bit more fantastic elements. One of them was Astronomicon, which shows the astronomical system for the games. So we're definitely experimenting with that kind of stuff, but like Lucia said, for now, it's not the time, but maybe something in the future.
I mean, you started by just telling us all the features you would rather have us head to Europe for, so you know It's a bit of a conflict of interest.
As a journalist, I'm trying to ask questions for everyone and not just for myself. Otherwise, we'd have spent half an hour talking about the Crusades, since it's basically all I do in every CK game. I have a problem. Perhaps All Under Heaven will be the solution and widen my horizons, who knows. To wrap this up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers and readers?
Honestly, it's extremely hard to talk about everything we've done in this expansion without having it in front of me, because there is so much stuff.
Yes.
And there is even more stuff being done back home right now. There will be stuff we'll be doing during our post-release period as well. Yeah. So please just try it out. Try it out and see for yourselves, because it'll keep you busy for a while, I think. And we're super proud of it.
Yeah. And I want to just give a big shout out to our community. Like, we have, obviously, when expanding into Asia, a lot of the sources that we use, for example, obviously, they're not written in Swedish for us or in English. So we've been relying a lot on the community for help here. And the amount of support we've gotten from all over the world has been immense. It's been super helpful, especially for a beta program that we've run. I just want to say that we couldn't have done this without you. And please, after you have played and enjoyed, hopefully enjoyed All Under Heaven, give us all the feedback you have, right? Wherever it is, on the forums, on our Reddit, maybe even the comments in this video. If you have a comment section, like, just please throw it all out there, because we read it all.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this interview, please like it and subscribe to our channel. And if you so wish, leave your feedback and opinions in the comments. Your input and support are always highly appreciated. We hope to see you soon here on the channel and every day on Simulation Daily.